Today it's NuX time again. We will check out some clean and crunch tones of the MG-30. Recently I got the my newest modeling unit, which is the NuX MG-30. It's a small unit. For those of you who don't know this, it comes with 3 foot switches, and it sounds really kick-ass in my opinion. It features some kind of different algorithms, as far as I understand, compared to the other Chinese-made budget modeling units like the Mowers or the Veluton. And I made a video just when I got it, a couple of hours later, where I was trying out some distorted tones. I was really impressed by some of the amp models. And also, especially I was impressed by the effects quality of the delays and reverbs. So today I would like to show you what which clean and crunch tones I created meanwhile. Usually I'm a high gain player, but sometimes if you want to impress girls, then you need clean tones. So I dialed in my cleans, and this is my patch. It's called Marty Clean because my favorite clean tone is like Marty Friedman's clean tone on his solo work, like Rio. Check out my video where I was covering Rio by Marty Friedman. Anyway, what I do usually for cleans is I don't use an amp model. I'm just EQing the signal of the guitar. I use a bit of compression, and I'm using the split mode of the neck humbucker for my favorite sound. So this is my favorite clean tone. And a quick run through the effects chain. I'm using a noise gate. Let's turn it off. Well, no background noise, so I think I don't need it here. Compression. I'm using this compressor because usually I need heavy compression when playing live and loud volumes. But when I'm playing at home or recording, I don't like it to be that much compressed. The reason why I use the compressor heavily live is because the clean tones have such a wide dynamic that, it's not working in a live situation if you have dynamics between, I don't know, 12 or 15 dB louder when playing a little bit harder. It's really difficult, so you want usually one volume. Anyway, this is the setting of the compressor I'm using, but honestly I didn't tweak it that much, so it was just the best sounding compressor for my taste. And I'm using a little bit of a chorus. Usually I would dial it in a little bit harder. The one like that, Nothing Else Matters clean tone. Sounds good to me. There are other choruses which are also nice. For example, for distorted tones, I prefer the chorus, the yellow one, this one. Might be a little bit too much. let's go back to the other one. It's a little bit more subtle, so I liked it for that application. And currently I'm using a Reverb. My favorite Reverb, damn, little bit dark sounding. One thing which I really appreciate about this unit compared especially to the mowers and the Velton is that it comes with the scenes feature. For those of you who don't know that, you can define different scenes where you can just decide which effects in the chain are selected. And that is also the case in the XFX. You have 8 scenes there, I think, for each preset, at least in the XFX 3. And it's really helpful because if you're switching from one scene to another, then it turned off the EQ in this case. Okay, but I think I didn't program these scenes. But what the benefit of the scenes is compared to changing from one patch to another is that it's just seamless. So it's just switching on some effects, but you don't have any latency. As when you change patches, you have usually these small times in between. Maybe I can show you that, for example, with one of my distorted tones. So yeah, this is my distorted tone. And if I switch to another, here you can hear the little gap. It's not that big in this unit, honestly, but it's there. And also in the XFX it's there. It's definitely noticeable. Maybe in the XFX it's more noticeable than here, but anyway. And if you switch or select another scene, it's just switching on some effects or switching off some effects here, but the tone is still there and you don't hear it. And also what is very nice is, for example, here in my scene 3 I've selected the delay. Going back to scene 1 where the delay is turned off, but it's still, yeah, you can hear the delay, so it's kind of a spillover. Okay, but so that is something which I wish that all my modeling units would have. What the Velton has, and also the mowers, you can assign which effects are turned on if you are hitting the control button. But that's a little bit annoying, because if you design more than one effect and you have more than one controls, then it's always depending which effects are turned on or off. So it will just change the state of the effect, and it will not load a predefined selected effects chain if you want so. Anyway, back to the clean tones. So that was my Marty clean tone. Pristine cleans. The neck pickup. Maybe let's play around a little bit with the delay. Let's use a little bit more subtle delay. And then the shimmer effect if they have it. As I said, the effects quality is really impressive here. Compared to the price point, I think I've never seen any unit at that price range with this effects quality. At least no hardware unit. Of course, if you buy a plug-in like the new GSPs, sound also great, but then you don't get the hardware. And yeah, so let's check out another kind of a clean or crunch tone which I made. In this tone, I use the Vox amp, and to me it sounds like a Vox, which is also nice, I think, because in some modelers where when you choose the Vox amp, you have to listen twice, then you can recognize it. Here it's really, I think, recognizable which amp is modeled after. I use it mostly for the U2, like this. So let's turn off the delay. As you can see here, I'm also using a compressor. And of course the amp. The IR section, I'm using the IR which is supposed to be used here, which is also good. So it's a stock IR. And maybe we could try to boost it. Maybe that doesn't sound that nice. Let's try. Well, that would not be my favorite crunch tone. But for the light crunch tones, I was using another amp, which you can see here in this patch. It's very dynamic, although I'm using here the Tube Screamer overdrive. Usually I've tailored my clean tones and crunch tones to one distinct pickup position. So this is maybe something which I would mainly use with the bridge pickup for like these maybe solo lines. But usually what works with the bridge position, it works with the, or somehow at least with the neck position. The other way around is not always working. So it works with the neck position also. And what I also like is this little detuning effect of the chorus. If you want more of that, I recommend something like that maybe. This is a little bit hard to dial in, although I like the sound. So this amp, yeah, seems to sound nice, and in my opinion, it's great for these applications, these light crunch tones. Although I don't know which amp it is. Looks like a Marshall, at least here. I don't know. Anyway, sounds good. And yeah, what else? Well, that's basically the same sound like in the Marty Clean, but with a little bit of another delay modulation. But yeah, let's check out some other amps. Maybe you will like, or many people like to know how the Fender amps sound. So let's select one of these, maybe the Deluxe Reverb. Let's turn that off. Now it sounds a little bit thin out of the box. Let's see what the bias does. Honestly, I think the IR here doesn't sound that good, so let's check out how it sounds with my user IR. Sounds a little bit better to me. I wonder why they have these two inputs. You can change these. Anyway, let's boost it. Of course, when you're boosting a clean amp with a pedal, you can hear much more of the characteristics of the pedal than with a high gain distorted tone. Usually I don't, or I use Fender amps for this kind of surf sound. It's a little bit quiet, but what I usually do is then I add a little bit of tremolo and dial out the mids. Let's see how that works here. We have the tremolo. Okay, might be a little bit too much. Still distorting a little bit, but that is maybe the case with this amp. Let's reduce the bias. It's a little bit quiet then. Maybe. Let's check out another one. Maybe the tweet. Maybe this is more of a blues amp. Where do we have the bassman? A twin reverb we have. Okay. Oh, here you can select maybe high and low input. Let's try that. Cut it a little bit. Sounds a little bit honky to me, this cabinet. Usually got the best results with third-party IRs with most of these modeling units. Yeah, they sound Fenderish to me, but always when I'm using these amps, I'm not the biggest fan of their distortion, although I know many people like it. But for me, it's mostly I end up using no amp, like I said before, also for these surf tones. And yeah, what else do we have? Maybe a high watt. Maybe that is not for cleans, but maybe for crunch tones. Another crunch or yeah, another amp which I would recommend for crunch tones usually is the Marshall, the Plexi 50 watt or Well, here we have the Plexi 100 watt. So finally, let's check out this one. And maybe let's use my favorite Marshall cabinet here in this unit. Here usually I would crank the master volume. Of course only if I want high gain. And not high gain, but the most gain out of the sample. Let's try my own IR. Sounds a little bit harsh. But you can definitely hear the characteristics of this amp. Okay, here we are back with the high gain tones. This is more like an English tone maybe. Okay, sorry, that's where I end up finally. But yeah, I think this unit can deliver great crunch and clean tones, as you could hear it. And usually if I want some gain crunch tones, I would recommend the Marshall Plexis and maybe the Vox for that kind of U2-ish sound. And this unit can do it, definitely. Other units can also do it, but here they have great models, I think, especially this Marshall amp I like a lot, also the Vox amp. So please subscribe to my channel. Hope to see you soon. Goodbye.